Hi, and welcome to day 26 of my Veganuary experience. Just a couple of things to report today too. One of which is Forth Healthcare have got in contact with me to say that they've received my blood test. Fantastic. So they're processing that at the moment. So with any luck, I might get results tomorrow, all being well. So that would be super cool. And then the other thing is, I had a friend around for lunch, really good friend of ours, and hi Dan, and we subjected him to get more vegan food. Sorry Dan, but he loved it. So my wife did two of what I can only describe as her signature dishes, if that isn't too posh or arrogant an expression. So the first one is a vegan cottage pie, which is my personal favourite. I have to say, I could just eat that all day long. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I think that's probably the easier of the two dishes because basically it's just lots and lots of veg cooked really, really nicely with vegetable gravy in, and then topped off with mashed potato and cooked in the oven, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. It's really, really nice. So I do love that dish. I haven't said that. No, it is a bit more complicated. Yes, because it has mushrooms in it, and the mushrooms are chopped up really, really finely to give it like a meat-based texture. Probably talked about this before. I'm really sorry if I have. It's been a long month. I've forgotten what I've talked about already. Anyway, that's gorgeous, and she did a vegan lasagna, which again on the whole is fairly straightforward. But the instead of the cheese sauce, she makes a sauce out of cashew nuts, and I think that actually does take quite a bit of prep. So I know, well, I was out all morning and I got back, and she spent all morning working hard on these dishes, so obviously spent a lot of time over them. But they were made with love, and you could taste that. Definitely when we ate them. So they were gorgeous. And then for pudding, we just had some frozen berries that I think we'd had in the freezer, which were defrosted, so those were good, and we just had that with like a vegan ice cream, which was gorgeous. The other option was to have it with a gin and lemon, if I remember rightly, sorbet, which is equally gorgeous. So if you've never seen that recipe before, get it. That's a cracking recipe. It's really good. So two fantastic main courses that we're going to be eating all week because I'm at home all week. Yeah! So that's good. I'm going to be able to scoff those to my heart's delight. And then one fantastic, very simple pud. So really a gorgeous meal topped off with something white and sparkling. Alcoholic, I have to say, ended up meaning that I'd had a really early start in the day anyway, for reasons I won't go into, and had a really, really busy morning. So by the time we'd had lunch, I think I flaked out on the sofa and watched Ocean's 13, which I'd never seen before, which is, I do like the Ocean's series of movies. They were very good and entertaining. And I was supposed to do some jobs outside, but it rained. Oh dear, couldn't go out, so I just decided to start watching Inspector Morse. Now, for some reason, I think on the whole Inspector Morse thing probably bypassed me. I don't know if it was just my age at the time. I hadn't realised Inspector Morse, this is going completely off subject, first series was 1987, and I was just trying to work out when that was, and I was probably I was in my first job, but I had a very busy life. I was involved in music, so I was out an awful lot. So actually looking back, I really didn't watch a lot of television then, and I probably thought, oh, that sounds all a bit middle-aged and boring to me. I'm middle-aged and boring now, so obviously I've caught up. So anyway, it's started to be repeated on one of the Freeview channels. So I've set the old Digibox to record it and started watching those. So I ended up box setting, if that's the right phrase, folks. You streetwise kids will know all these phrases. Box setting the first series of Inspector Morse. I have to say I really enjoyed it. I think it was probably different from how I remembered it, and I can see why people thought it was a bit of a controversial character at the time. So anyway, so I ended up watching that and really not doing very much with my day, and that's no bad thing because it has been an exceptionally busy week. I packed an awful lot into last week, but I have to say, feel great for it. I put on one of my videos that I'm, still having to have a bit of a nap after lunch, but I don't know if that's actually probably just my body just is used to doing that, and it's not necessarily anything to do with veganism. I've always had to do that, but my energy levels are really good, apart from when I've had the white fizzy stuff with alcohol in it, which gets I really slow down. So that's been good. So that's been the Sunday really. I did have somebody from America watched at least one of my videos, the one when I was talking about having the energy dip after lunch and having to have a nap, and she commented on that. I also mentioned about the Planet Diet, and she said she was going to have a look into that. So please do. So I think, as I said in my video the other day about Planet Diet, that might be the diet that some people could at least transition to. Some people might find it very, very hard to go full-on vegan in the first instance, and, I absolutely get that. We just want people moving in the right direction, please. Move in the right direction. For your own sakes, please do move in the right direction. I don't need to say about all the other benefits. There are plenty of people out there on the interweb who will tell you more about that. So, yeah. Definitely you need to move in the right direction, and you know what it is. This is it. People actually do know what it is. We regularly discuss veganism at home and with a pool of friends, and we came to an interesting understanding. We feel that the people who are most anti-vegan are probably the ones who actually know they should be doing something about their diet. And I might be wrong, and people might jump all over me and say, no, it's complete and utter rubbish, you've all been conned, we are the people in the right. Fair enough, and I'm happy to have sensible discussions with anybody about that, but it does make me wonder, and it's almost, you're protesting so much about this. Is it because you do know you should be doing something? And actually, this is it. Just you trying to justify your own diet and behaviour to others. You don't need to justify anything to me at all. We live in a free country, pretty much, and you do what you want. But we have responsibilities to ourselves, and we have responsibilities to others. We have responsibilities to the NHS. We have responsibilities to the planet. And you can't get away from those things. And I think that's pennies starting to drop lots of people, which is very encouraging. And it's almost like the more anti-vegan stuff, or the more anti-moving to, say, a planet-based diet and things I hear, the more convinced I think it's the right thing to do. It's almost like, if they weren't that bothered, they just wouldn't be saying anything. If they think, oh, you've all been conned, we know we're doing the right thing, but if you want to go over there and do your veganism thing, then fine. But the fact that they're so strong about it makes you wonder that they probably know we might have a point. So it'd be interesting to say that. I think it's going to be an interesting week because I'm at home a bit more. I'm going to be scoffing Eat Up, which will be good. That probably is going to give me time to just have a look at some ideas for February. So how we go with that. So if you've not already started Veganuary, it's not too late to start. Just make that change, or at least investigate it. And if you have, great. Hope it's going well. See you all soon.